When Elias moved into his late grandfather's sprawling estate, he wasn't expecting to find any secrets. But tucked away in the dusty attic, inside a locked chest, lay a single porcelain doll. Its delicate dress was stained a sickly yellow by time, and its painted smile seemed a little too wide. But the eyes were what truly unsettled him. They weren't painted on. They were polished obsidian, dark and deep, and they seemed to follow his every move. As a strange memento, he placed it on his nightstand. That night, the profound silence of the old house was shattered by a soft, rhythmic sound. Tap, tap, tap. Elias jolted awake, his heart pounding against his ribs. He fumbled for the lamp switch, flooding the room with a weak, golden light. The nightstand was empty. The doll was gone. A cold dread crept up his spine as he swung his legs out of bed. He found it at the top of the grand staircase, perched perfectly on the edge, staring down into the inky blackness of the foyer below. He tried to reason with himself, telling himself it must have just rolled off the table, but its posture was different. Its tiny wooden fingers, once open and delicate, were now curled into a tight, aggressive fist. Shaken, he locked the doll away in a heavy glass cabinet in the study. But the haunting wasn't over. Every time he turned his back, he'd hear it. The soft thud of small, heavy footsteps on the hardwood floors. He would whip around, and there it would be, just a few inches closer than before. A faint, cloying scent of old dirt and rot started to hang in the air, growing stronger with each passing day. Panic finally set in, and he tried to flee the house, but the heavy oak doors wouldn't budge. The locks were sealed tight. It was then that the horrifying truth dawned on him. His grandfather hadn't left him a house. He had left him a cage, with him as the main attraction. The doll now stood in the center of the living room, its obsidian eyes no longer dull and lifeless. They glowed with a faint, hungry light. As the power in the house began to flicker and die, plunging him into darkness, the last thing Elias heard wasn't a scream. It was the dry, cracking sound of a porcelain jaw snapping open, and a tiny, hollow voice whispering from the shadows, "My turn to play."